In honor of Black History Month, our next guest is a woman carrying on the legacy of one of the most powerful voices of the civil rights movement. She's an author, an activist, a community organizer, and the daughter of the legendary Malcolm X.
Yes, and her latest book, The Awakening of Malcolm X, is a powerful account of his adolescent years in prison. And look at this, she is joining us now. Ilyasah Shabazz, it is so good to have you here with us. And we have to start by asking everything we saw last year, 2020, the racial reckoning, as it's often called. You don't think maybe we would be where we are or gotten to that point if your dad's voice was still a part of the conversation over the past decades? Why is that?
Listen, my father gave the biggest critique of America. And, you know, we can see now that so many people were politicized through direct actions, protests, and marches just this past summer. My father is quoted 53.7 thousand times. 53.7 thousand times per hour in social media. And this is the clearest evidence that young people want to know who Malcolm is. They want to know the truth of Malcolm because Malcolm spoke wisdom, he spoke truth, and we know that both wisdom and truth are timeless.
You just said so many young people want to know. That highlights the fact that they're not being taught the curriculum. There is no national standard for teaching about Black history. You're a professor yourself. How do we fix this? How do we at least improve this?
Well, I think we need a better education curriculum that's based on historical facts, that's based on truth, so that we understand that American history, for example, is also Black history. If the massacres in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and Rosewood, Florida, were taught in high school U.S. history classes to be as American as the Boston Tea Party, for example, more citizens would understand the need for reparations. And if in world history classes, the impressive kingdoms of Ghana, of Benin, West Africa got even half the attention that ancient Greece and Rome do, Americans might appreciate the complexity of Black civilizations as the cradle of the most thriving civilizations that ever existed in mankind, right in Africa.
I feel like I should say amen after that. But why focus in this book on your dad's adolescent years? And I know you talk so much about his becoming the man he became and it shaping him, but we don't want to leave out and Mama Betty either. She was a big part of this legacy as well.
That's right. My mother, just absolutely amazing. I don't know how she did it. A young woman, her home was firebombed on the eve of Valentine's Day, where she lay with her husband, and the bomb was thrown in the nursery where her children slept. 1 week later, she witnessed this, brutal assassination of her husband. And listen, in 2012, the United States spent $80 billion, 80 billion taxpayer dollars on corrections. And since 1970, the incarcerated population has increased by 700%. And this is what's happening to our children. And for me, it was extremely important. My father had a wonderful foundation. His family was targeted by the Klan. His father was the chapter president of a movement that commanded millions of followers in the 1920s. He was lynched. His mother was the national recording secretary. She was institutionalized. Their land was seized. Their family was torn apart. And so, listen, we want to tell the truth that education matters. Character matters.
So good to see you. And The Awakening of Malcolm X is available now. Go out and get it and have a good read.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.